Here we go. All right, perfect. We are now in sessions, ladies and gentlemen. So step one, with my strategy, okay, I probably shouldn't say my strategy because I didn't come up with this. Really, what I did was copy the top educators in IM Academy and make a combination of what I like to, look for myself. Okay, so really, I stole all of these strategies. It's not really mine. I didn't come up with it. I just combined the best of the best and figured out what worked for me. So I'm going to share with you exactly what that is. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do on your Trading View account. Okay, this is Trading View. I'm looking at Euro JPY on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, so the first thing I want you guys to do is add the indicators that I like to look at. Okay, I don't like to rely too much on indicators, but it's going to help you so much, especially when you're brand new. Okay, so I'm going to show you the exact indicators that I use to confirm my trade setups. So the first one, it's called the Evan Cobra binary strategy. So I'm going to actually remove it. This is what it looks like. Okay, a lot of you should already have this strategy applied, but if you don't, I'm going to show you exactly how to add that. So I'm going to remove the strategy right now. I'm going to take it out. I'll take this one out as well. And also the DMI, we'll talk about this in a second. I'm going to take this out as well. So the first strategy, to add the strategy, you want to come up here, guys, where it says indicators on the top of your Trading View or FX. Okay, you want to click on this. Okay, and then you want to come to public library. And then you type in Evan, E-V-A-N. Okay, it should be the very first option, Evan Cobra binary strategy 2. You click on that. There we go. So once you click on it, it's going to automatically apply to your Trading View account. Okay, that's my first strategy. And I'm going to go over exactly how this one works. So this is very simple. It might look crazy right now. Let me take it off real quick. Let me hide it. So that strategy looks crazy, but all it is just showing you areas of support and resistance. That's it. Areas of support and resistance. Support means the floor, the bottom, the low. Resistance means the high or the roof, the top, okay, or the ceiling. That's what resistance is. So what the Bollinger Bands is doing, the Evan Cobra strategy, is really letting you know when price is overbought or oversold. Okay, so here's what you're looking for. Now, it's super important to understand, though, that when you're in a trending market, this strategy is out the window. Okay, when you are on a trending market, you need to be able to realize that the strategy is done for. What I mean by that is the market actually moves in 3 different directions. Okay, market is either going to be trending to the upside. Okay, that's one direction. The second one is to the downside. It's called a downtrend. And then the last one is called, really, it's not a trend. It's a sideways movement where the market is not trending up or down. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. Uptrend, downtrend, sideways. So with this strategy, it's super important that you guys know when the market is trending. For example, the market is actually trending right now. This is what you call an uptrend. When the market just trends to the up direction. You guys see that? Very simple. That's an uptrend. This strategy for overbought and oversold doesn't really apply much here now. Okay, so let me talk about the strategy real quick. So I'm going to apply the strategy. So basically what you're looking for is for price to touch the Bollinger Bands. This is the Bollinger Bands right here. There's one on the top and there's one on the bottom. Well, it's really 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. But you guys see the blue and the red line? It's right here. And then it's right here on the bottom. Let me switch this cross. Second here. There we go. So the Bollinger Bands is the top and the bottom. So when price touches the top Bollinger Bands, it's due for a reversal. It should go the other direction. That's all it is. It's letting you know, hey, price touching the zone, it's out of zone, it's out of pocket, it's out of territory. It should probably reverse to the other direction. That's all the Bollinger Bands is. So, for example, price is touching it right here. If you look at it right here, okay, if you guys see this right here, price is touching the Bollinger Bands, right? Look what happened. If you touch the top Bollinger Band, it dropped all the way down, right? That's all you're looking for. When the candles go up and touch the Bollinger Bands, it's more than likely to reverse. It's not 100% accurate, right? But a lot of times when price touches it, it's going to drop. Touches the bottom, it drops, okay? Same thing. Price came all the way to the top, drop. So the Bollinger Bands kind of help guide you to where the market is going. So that's really what the Bollinger Bands is. if you still have more questions about this, the Academy goes over this as well, okay? You're gonna come across this eventually. So that's the first indicator, all right? The Bollinger Band indicator. It's just acting as support and resistance. Now, in this same strategy, you guys see the little red and blue lines. I'm gonna point to this. This red line and this blue line, these are also support and resistance. Okay, this is important to understand. So we know the Bollinger Bands itself is support and resistance, but also in between the Bollinger Bands, we have secondary support and resistance. So when price do touch this little red line, that means it's touching the roof. It's most than likely to drop back down. Same thing, when price touch the blue line, when it comes down and touch the blue line, it will probably go the other direction to the upside. So they also act as support and resistance, okay? And you're gonna get a lot more comfortable with this as you use this signal, as you use this strategy, okay? So let's add the next one. The next strategy is called the Stochastic Rsi Indicator, I'm sorry. So you wanna come up to indicators or FX on the top of your screen on TradingView. You wanna type in R as in Robert, S as in Sam, I as in India. Okay, you're looking for Stochastic RSI. Make sure you have RSI because sometimes it will auto-correct you and you won't be able to find it. So you want to come down right here. Just click on favorites and it just be in your favorites, right? So Stochastic RSI. Let's click on that and apply the strategy. So this is what the Stochastic RSI looks like down here. Okay, this is the Stochastic RSI. So with this strategy, guys, what you're looking for is for price to be overbought and oversold as well. Same thing. Okay, you're looking for overbought and oversold. Again, be careful that you're not looking at a trending market because, excuse me, when the market is trending, it kind of disregards this whole indicator, right? You have to be able to realize it. So, for example, with this RSI, what you're looking for, by the way, your settings, before I forget, you want to come to the left side, put your mouse over stochastic, and then click on the little gear thing. That's the settings. And then you want to come to inputs. Make sure it's showing 3366. So right now it's at 14. I'm going to change it to 6. And the second one to 6 as well. And then I'm going to save as default. So I don't have to do this again. And then hit OK. So what I just did, it allowed me to be able to see the moves faster. Okay, it's going to tell me faster what's happening. This is a momentum-based indicator. So really with this, how to read this is very, very simple, right? So you guys see this purple zone? This is a normal zone. Whenever price breaks out of this purple zone, it's oversold. It's in no man's zone, right? It's more than likely going to reverse to the other direction. Same thing, when it breaks to the upside, it means price is overbought. It's more than likely going to come down to the other direction. That's really what you're looking for. Now, when price breaks down to the downside, the red and the blue line needs to cross each other to confirm your entry for a buy or sell. So if it breaks down, you're looking for buys because it's already oversold. Okay, Millie Mills explains this a lot more too. If you plug into Millie Mills on Go Live, you know what I'm talking about. So you want price to break out of the purple zone. You want the red and the blue line to cross each other. That's an indication for a buy. It doesn't mean you're going to take the buy though. Okay, you want to collect at least 4 to 5 confirmations. Each of these indicators are confirmations of their own. So this is one confirmation for a buy. Okay, even with just this one confirmation, guys, look what happened. The market was bought. 1, 2, in profit, in and out with the bag. But we're not going to take the trade just based on just that one indicator. Okay, that's one confirmation. Guess what's happening at the same time up here, guys? It's in the Bollinger Bands. Price is sitting at the Bollinger Bands. And guess what? We got a blue line for support, which means price is probably at the very bottom and it's more than likely going to reverse in the other direction. And that's exactly what happened. Guys, this is too easy. The only thing is, how patient can you be? Can you be patient enough for everything to line up for you? Because guys, every time that I'm patient enough to collect 4 to 5 confirmations, I win 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times. You just have to be patient enough for everything to line up. And I know sometimes I'm not even patient myself. I still go in because of other reasons, right? But if you guys, especially the new folks, if you can just follow these confirmation systems that I'm talking about and stay patient enough to take these trades at your zones, you're going to be very, very successful. Okay, so What's happening up here? Let's mark it up. I hope I'm not gonna confuse a lot of you because I hate seeing a lot of lines. I'm gonna put this vertical line right here. Guys, look what happened. Price came down to the Bollinger Bands up here. At the very same time, the red and the blue line cross each other, and it's already out of the purple zone. So that's two indication for a buy. So let's talk about the next confirmation. The next one is called the Dmi Stochastic Extreme. The Dmi Stochastic Extreme. So what do? You go back to the top of your screen where it says FX or indicators. You click on that, and then you type in DMI. D as in David, M as in Mary, I as in India. You're looking for Dmi Stochastic Extreme right here. There's a few ones, right? You want to click on the first one, the one with the 2452. So when you click on this, it applies to DMI. The DMI already came with the right settings, but just to make sure, you come to the left side, click on the gear, and make sure your input is not coming up for me for some reason. Make sure your input says 10.3. Mine's already good. 10.3 is what we want. So look what's happening, guys, on the bottom of the DMI. The way you read this is very similar to how you read the Stochastic RSI. So same thing, you want price to break down out of the zone right here. So you have a green line and a red line. You want price to break out to the downside if you're looking for buys. If you're looking for sells, you want price to break up to the green line. Is this making sense? Are you guys following what I'm saying right now? If you're following, guys, do me a huge favor. Just to make sure I have your attention, put a 5 in the chat if this is making sense. Drop a 5 in the chat for me real quick. Let's check the chat. Sheesh. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Wow. You guys are plugged in. I love it. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the DMI, you're waiting for price to break out of the red line. That means it's already oversold. And then what you're waiting for is a B. You want a B to appear. You want to guess what B means? It means buy. It's that easy. B tells you buy. Buy means it's going up. Sell means it's going down. So it literally tells you when to buy or sell. So now I have 3 confirmation for a buy right here. Guys, look what happened. It bought. It went up. You would have cleared this trade by a whole. This is what you call a sniper entry right here. We would have entered right here on this candle. Boom, boom. We're in profit, in and out with the bag. For the next 10 minutes, the market was way in profit because each candle that I'm looking at on this chart right now is a 5-minute candle. I can switch the candles. Okay. So we're going to stick with the 5 minutes. This is my favorite, time frame to look for the setup or confirmations. I love the 5 minutes. The 1 minute helps me like zone in even more, but I love the 5 minutes for setups. So the first confirmation was the Bollinger Bands. Price came into the Bollinger Bands already on the downside. So that means you're looking for buys. You're not going to take the buy just because it's in the Bollinger Bands. It's just one confirmation. You come down to RSI. Price already broke out of the purple zone. It's already oversold. Blue and the red line cross each other. You know it's a nice looking buy, right? And then you come to the third indicator on the bottom. Price is already oversold as well. You have a B for a buy. So that's 3 confirmation, guys. Usually, even with 3 confirmations, I wouldn't go into the trade just yet. Not yet. Okay. The 4th confirmation you want to look for, by the way, these are not in any particular order. You really just want to align all these confirmations. Okay. And of course, as you get better, you're going to realize that these confirmations, these indicators are only like crutches. You do not want to rely solely on just indicators. But it's really, really nice when you're brand new. This helped me a lot when I was brand new. I'm still kind of brand new, to be honest. I've been doing this for 8 months now, okay? So Bollinger Bands, Stochastic RSI, the DMI all confirms a buy. And then the last one is really a meter that gauges the currency strength, okay? So what you want to do is go to currency strength meter. Currency strength meter, it's right there. And then, let me show you how to do that. If you type in currency strength into your browser, it's going to be the very first one that says currency strength meter live UK charts, live charts UK, that first one right there. You click on it. So this is the last confirmation really, okay? This confirmation really tells you, which currency is stronger, which one is weaker. So what I'm looking at right now is a pair of different currencies. So right now, the euro, so we were looking at euro JPY. If you were looking at the market right here, you would want the euro to be stronger than the yen for a buy setup. Okay, to confirm your buy. You want the euro to be stronger than the JPY. So really, If the first currency, guys, you want to pay attention to this part right here, especially if you're new. If the first currency is stronger than the second currency, that's a buy confirmation. Again, if the first currency, so in this case, euro is the first one, if it's stronger than JPY, you're looking for buys. It's that simple. If the first currency, though, is weaker than the second one, you're looking for sells. Okay, that's going to take you guys, some of you, some time to really understand. So I'm going to come to currency strength meter. We're looking at euro JPY. So I want euro to be stronger than the JPY. So I'm going to refresh this page. Okay, so the euro right now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars. It's at full power right now. Look at our friend JPY, guys. Only 1 bar. So this will confirm my fourth confirmation for a buy setup. That would have been a perfect entry. And guys, the market did go up. Now, this is the 4 things that I look for. I understand that sometimes the market is not going to set up this perfectly. And sometimes it's not going to be at my Bollinger Bands. Okay. For example, let's look at some example where it's not perfect. This is actually another perfect setup. You guys see this one too, right here? Perfect setup. Price is touching the Bollinger Bands, 1 confirmation. The blue and the red lines are crossing each other. Now, the blue line is slightly overbought, right? Excuse me. Usually you want this both to be overbought, but we'll give this a pass because it's a good hip. It's a good, what's that, a hump, right? But you want the hump to happen outside the purple zone. So that's 2 confirmation. Guess what? This is already overbought. Price crossed up the green line, gave me an S as well, sold, right? However, I use the cash strap system. The cash strap system is like my holy grail. Cash strap is what I pull up last. When I see all these confirmations, I pull up the cash strap system to give me an up or down arrow. And that finalizes my trade setup. Now, some of you don't have cash strap because cash strap you do have to pay for it. It's $22 a month. You don't have to get it right now. You do not need to get cash strap right now. You can just plug in with Matthew Thayer on Go Live to learn how cash strap works. Okay, cash strap is like a 5th, 6th confirmation. That's like trying to be perfect. Okay, cash strap 5, 6 confirmations. Really, that's when I really go in my trades. So when I see these 4 confirmations I just explained, I risk about 1% of my account. But when I see the cash strap also confirm that, I'm going in for that 3%, that bigger setup. Okay, and that's really what I look for, guys. That's my strategy. That's really all I look for in the market. And eventually, you guys are going to get used to support, resistance, break, retest. All that stuff is going to come later on. Okay, if you guys feel like you understood what I went over, do me a favor, guys. Put some 7s in the chat. And if you have any questions, we'll definitely talk as well. How do I set up the B and S on the DMI? Great question. Great question. Thank you. Thank you. Who's ICU? Appreciate you. Drop some 7s if that made sense. I'm going to answer some questions before we start trading real quick. Drop some 7s for me if that made sense. Wow. We have 55 people on this call. Sheesh. What time is it? 9:03, 11. All right. So, guys, I'm going to answer some questions right here. How did you add the bands on settings? Okay. So I'm just going to read this question and then answer them together. So this one says, how do I add the B and the S on the DMI? So what you want to do with that, you want to come to settings. Okay, so to find the settings, you really need to put your mouse cursor on top of DMI Stochastic on the left side, and then click on that little gear that says settings. What you want to do, some of you might not have the B and the S on your DMI, so you want to come to style. The very first one that says Stochastic, you want to click on it right here. Okay, if mine is white, I won't even have the lines, but make sure you select black. Make sure you select black to be able to see the lines. Okay, now with the B and the S, if you don't have that, that means you clicked the wrong DMI Stochastic Extreme. Okay, if you don't have the B and the S, you click the wrong DMI Stochastic Extreme. So let's do that again. Come to FX, type in DMI, and make sure you're clicking the first one that has the 2452 on the right side. So there's a few DMI up here. So it's a DMI Stochastic Extreme, the first one. When you type in DMI, it should have the B and the S already. Good question. All right. How did you add the bands on settings? The bands. I'm not too sure what you meant by the bands. Not too sure what you meant by the bands, Brittany. How did I get the blue and the red lines? So the blue and the red lines on Evan should automatically appear when you apply the Evan Cobra strategy. Good question. So when you come to FX or indicators, you come to public library, you type in Evan, EVAN. When you click on this, it's going to automatically apply the blue and the red line. It applies that automatically with that. Good question. All right, I think that's all the questions so far. What was our last confirmation? The last confirmation is called the DMI Stochastic Extreme, unless you're talking about the currency strength meter. So currency strength meter is the last one, I guess. I hope that answers your question. Look at all these sevens, you guys understand. When you check the power of the currency, okay. Yeah, when you check the power of the currency, you come to currency strength meter. Okay, let's go back. If you type in currency strength in your browser, it should be the first one, the live charts UK. Again, though, very, very important, guys. Just because you have you can have all the indicators confirmation in the world and you can still lose a trade, by the way. I want to break that to you. So just because you have all the confirmation doesn't mean you go put the whole house on a trade. Okay. You still want to be able to maintain that risk management. Everything is set up beautifully. You still need to make sure you're not risking more than 3% of your account on each trade. And you could also still lose that trade, by the way. There's no perfect strategy. There's never a perfect strategy. All right. So I think that's all the questions for now. I'm going to stop the recording. I went way over 10 minutes, I believe. But hopefully you guys learned some stuff today. Let's take some trade setups. I'm going to stop the recording there.